Hi guys, Miss Petrie here, and today we are going to practice reading notes on a staff. So I'm going to share two screens with you. And those screens, okay, here we go. So today we are going to learn about a guy named Guido. Then we're going to learn some funny sayings. Then we're going to practice naming some notes, and then we're going to practice on a free website called musictheory.net. Now, on this side of my screen over here, I have a quick anchor chart for you that is going to help us when we're trying to remember our notes. So first, I want to start with reviewing the musical alphabet. The musical alphabet is only A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You will never have an H note. You will never have a Q note. You will never have an O note. You will only have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So with me really quick, even though I know you think that is dead, go ahead and say the musical alphabet 3 times. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, back in the Middle Ages, they didn't really talk about notation. You just sang something and then they sang it back, or they used the call and response style. Well, there was this monk named Guido de Arezzo, and he decided that he wanted his musicians and his singers to be able to read music so that he wouldn't have to sing it and they wouldn't have to sing it back to him. And he wanted to be able to write it down so he could live forever, which, let's be honest, that's all any of us want. So he came up with this 5-finger system that we have made today into the musical staff. Our hands have 5 fingers. The staff has 5 lines. Our hand has 4 spaces, and the staff has 4 spaces. Now, I will be referring to your hand during this lesson as your Guido. I'll say, show me your Guido. And so to be able to do that, what you're going to have is you're going to take the palm of your hand and face it towards your face with your pinky down. So this is wrong. You want to be able to have the back of your hand facing your computer. So when we are using our Guido, we're always going to start with our pinky when we're counting. So this would be finger 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This would be space between our fingers, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's practice real quick. I want everybody to point, get out your Guido, and I want you to point to line or finger 1. All right, now line 2, line 3, line 4, and line 5. Okay, we'll practice the spaces in a minute. I just want to make sure that our lines are really good. So challenge time. Line 3. Line 5. Line 4. Line 2. Line 1. Good. So when we are putting notes on a staff, you have 2 different types of notes. And if you look over here to my music notation anchor chart, we have line notes, which have a line going through them. So they look kind of like this. And we have space notes that are in the space between the 2 lines. So when we are on the staff, we want the note head to go. If it's a line note, the note head is going to have a line going through it. So the note that we have on our staff champion numbering lines over here is this is going to be line number 1, because we're going to start at the bottom with our Guido, line number 1. Now let's look at this one. So we start at the bottom, line number 1, line number 2. All right. This one is line number 1 again, because we're going to start at the bottom. 2, y'all got this already. All right, what's this one? Line 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm going to give you guys 3 seconds to do these on your own. Just go ahead and shout it out. Don't worry, I won't tell anybody. All right, what's this one? I bet you some of you guys said line 1. Oh, it's not line 1. It's not line 1 because we always start at the bottom. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Line 5. This is line 1. So when we go back to the staff, we talked about lines just now. Now we're going to talk about spaces. So the spaces are literally the space in between your fingers on your Guido. On the staff, they are the space in between two lines. So let's practice with some spaces. So get your Guido out. This one is going to be in space 1 because it's in between line 1 and line 2. This is going to be space 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, because it's in between line 3 and line 4. All right, space 1 again. Space 2. All right, let's do a couple for practice. All right, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, you think you guys got this? I think you do. So now those of you who know me know that I'm a bit of a jokester. I like to come up with silly sayings to help me remember the lines and spaces. So if you look here in the treble clef, now this is for people who are playing the recorder, people who are playing the flute, the clarinet, the trumpet, the saxophone, the xylophone, and any of those other treble clef instruments. Your notes are going to be E, G, B, D, and F. So line 1 is going to be E, line 2 is G, line 3 is B, 4 is D, and 5 is F. Now, if your band director or your music teacher in elementary school probably told you this sentence right here, every good boy does fine. Well, I had a lot of trouble remembering that one when I was in elementary and middle school. So I came up with a better one when I became a teacher, and I decided that every good band deserves field trips. So that's what I have put over here on the music notation anchor chart, is every good band deserves field trips, E, G, B, D, and F, okay? For the spaces, they spell the word face, F-A-C-E. So space 1 is going to be F, A, C, and E. Again, that was not good enough for me. So a couple years ago, my students decided that we would use the sentence, Fat Albert can eat. So fat for F, Albert for A, C for can, and E for eat. Now, how we remember that it's the spaces sentence is because Fat Albert is fat and he takes up a lot of space. So Fat Albert can eat, and every good band deserves field trips. When we are practicing these notes, there are 2 questions that we ask. Okay, this is called a strategy. You say, is it a line note or a space note? And then you use your Guido. So let's look at this one right here. This one is on a line, okay? And it's on line 1, 2, 3. So we're going to come over here and use our sentence, every good band. So that will be a B note in the treble clef. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Let's try again. All right, is it a line note or a space note? Line note, because it has a line going through it. And so it's going to be line 1, every, E. Every good band. So every good band. Every good. Is this a line note or a space note? This is a space note because it's in between 2 lines. So this note is actually going to be fat, for Fat Albert can eat. So it will be an F. Line or space? Line note, because it has the line. Every good band deserves. Now, when you get good enough where you don't have to use your Guido anymore, just use your mouse right on there. Or if you're even really, really good, you can just be like, oh, fat, F. Okay, so let's do a couple more practice. Line or space, line, every, because every good band deserves field trips. That one is on line 1. Line or space, space. So that's going to be an F for fat. Line or space, space, Fat Albert can. Okay. Space, fat. space, fat Albert can eat. So you guys kind of get the idea. Now, not every instrument uses the treble clef. The lower instruments, the tubas, the baritones, the trombones, they use what is called the bass clef. So here is our treble clef. Every good band deserves field trips, and fat Albert can eat. Our bass clef is going to have line notes and space notes just like the treble clef, but we're going to use the fun sentences, good burritos don't fall apart, and all cars eat gas. And I have those over here on the bass clef of the anchor chart. Good burritos don't fall apart, and all cars eat gas for our space notes. So let's go ahead and practice some of our bass clef notes. Now, if you play a treble clef instrument, it doesn't hurt to know this. So go ahead and practice with me. So this is a line note. Good burritos don't fall apart. Good, because good burritos don't fall apart. They don't. Good. Good. We must really need to know this note. Again, I'm going to skip it next time. Here we go. It's a line or a space. Line. Good. Good burritos don't. D. Line or space. Line. Good burritos don't fall. Line or space. Space. All cars eat gas. G. Line or space. Space. All cars. You guys kind of get the drift of that. Now, this is a free website that I will link in the notes for this lesson. It's called musictheory.net. If you click on the link that I'll provide, it'll take you right to this exercise. And I'm going to leave our cheat sheet up here just so we can use it. Right now, it's set up for bass clef. If you want to change to your clef, what you do is you come over here to the little settings wheel. You click onto treble clef or bass clef. Let's do some treble clef. And then you want to go here to the range, because sometimes more advanced students, if you want to mess with the range, you can make it higher or lower. For example, that's a low A and that's a high C. So you can just change it to whatever you want to try. And then you come back out of it. And here we go. Instead of quarter notes, we're going to use whole notes. So these would normally get 4 beats. Is this a line note or a space note? Line note. So get out your Guido. Every. Because we're in treble clef. Every good band deserves field trips. Every. It's a line or a space. It's a space note. Fat Albert can eat. Line. Every good band. Okay, if you happen to get one wrong, it just does that for you. Every good band deserves field trips. All right, now there's a couple fun things that you can do. You can reset the score so that you can keep score of how many you have. It also resets a timer so you can see how many you can get in 1 minute. You can also hide the timer if it gives you too much stress. You can also reveal an answer or skip a question. Try not to use those. Nobody's going to see you doing this, and all of the practice that you do will help. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this lesson. Come back for more. I think I'm going to do some fun music history lessons and stuff. So just to review, today we learned about a guy named Guido. We also learned some funny sayings to help with finding notes. We practiced those notes, and we learned about musictheory.net. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I will make sure to link musictheory.net and the music notation anchor chart in the notes for this lesson. I hope you guys have a great day and stay safe.